I don't think money creates freedom.
No.
I think people and systems create freedom.
100%.
When you could teach people how to do the job better than you could do the job, that's when you have freedom inside of life, right?
Welcome back to another episode of The Hustler's Journey. Today's guest is going to change your life. He's the world's greatest sales trainer who has trained the biggest companies that you've probably heard of. When it comes to sales, only name you need to know about is Daniel G.
When you get good at sales, it's deadly. It's a blessing and a curse because you know the better you get at sales, if you go have a big fucking month and you spend $40,000, $50,000, the death is that you know you can make it back the next
100%.
month. My first big commission check was 80 grand, right?
Yeah.
I felt like I was rich. 86,000 that came into my account. I spent it in 48 hours. I spent it shopping at a casino, $50,000. Can't remember where I went to vacation for 3 days and then put a down payment on a Lamborghini that I ever got. Always take care of your business first.
Yeah.
You know, take care of you, take care of your business, then take care of your assets. It's always been my 3 rules. You is you know, you keep growing,
Yep.
you dump your money into yourself.
Absolutely.
Second is your business. You
Yep.
bet on your business before you bet on anything else. And then you bank on all your assets and your investments, etc.
Thanks so much for coming on the show, brother.
Thanks for having me, brother. Excited.
I'm super excited, man. I've been watching your content. You are like, when it comes to sales, like you come to my head. And I feel like that's what you want, right? When people think about sales, you want them to think Daniel G. So a little bit about Hustler's Journey. Really, my whole thing is kind of showing everyday people that like you can do this, right? So I like to start off with you taking me all the way back. Like talk to me about Daniel's Hustler's Journey. Like walk me through background, childhood, where you got to where, like a quick glimpse of like who Daniel G is.
Yeah, you know, I started sales since I was a kid. I think everybody started in sales when they're kids selling candy.
Yeah.
You know, I got my real first sales job at 14 and a half when I was in high school. Wow. There was a sign that said, if you want to make $500 to commission, sign up to this job right here.
Yeah.
And all my friends walked by the sign and I said, oh shit. I'm like, okay, let me just sign up. Let me go up to this guy. I'm like, dude, what does commissions mean? Does that mean money? And he's like, yeah. I said, dude, well, if that, I can make that in a weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. I said, well, sign me up, dude. If I have to dance naked in front of the school, I'll do it for $500 to $1,000 on the weekend.
Yeah.
So I got into my first direct door-to-door sales job. I didn't even know what I was signing up to.
Yeah.
At that point, even working that job for 3 years, because it was a lawn service.
Yep.
I thought I was just like a landscaper because we would have to sell and then do the actual service,
Yeah.
right? So at that point, I was a landscaper. I learned the concept of freedom very early on, where at 15, my following summer, my manager came up to me. He's like, okay, so you're good at selling. I said, yeah. He's like, but you know, you're still not going to have time. You still can't go out on dates. I said, well, why not? He's like, because you're still doing your work. And I said, well, what do I got to do? He's like, well, just recruit a bunch of people from high school to come sell underneath you and you get paid a commission from them, right? So I said, that makes sense. And he told me the first time I ever heard this line when he's like, a poor person has 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
He said a smarter person has 240 hours in a day. He says a rich person has 2,400 hours in a day. I'm like, well, what do you mean by that? He's like, yeah, you get 240 people to do the work for you.
Yeah.
Or you get 2,000 people to do the work for you. He's like, you have, thousands of hours throughout the day. I said, shit, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, because you know, I was telling you about this last night. I don't think money creates freedom.
No.
I think people and systems create freedom.
100%.
When you could teach people how to do the job better than you could do the job, that's when you have freedom inside of life, right?
Absolutely.
Because you could still be a great sales rep and still be in the money chase, especially if you come from no money like myself. My parents split up at the age of 12. So my family went from middle class to lower middle class.
Yep.
So at a very young age, you know, I was addicted to money. If you make a $10,000 commission check, you're going to want to learn how to make 20 and you're going to want to learn how to make 40.
Yep.
So I don't think money necessarily creates freedom. I think people and systems create freedom. So I got in sales at the age of 14.
Yeah.
And I stuck with it ever since for the last 16 years. I got into B2B sales.
Okay. What's B2B sales for the ones that don't know?
Yeah, business to business sales, right? So B2B sales, I was doing tech B2B sales, and then I got into medical device B2B sales.
Yeah.
So I worked that job. I worked in B2B sales after university.
Okay.
I got into university, which was the bad period of my life, for about 6 months.
Okay.
And then after university, that's when I got right back in sales. I got into a B2B job, was doing extraordinarily well inside of medical device sales.
You went to college?
Yeah, for 6 months.
Okay.
I only dropped out because a college professor, he said, if you want to make 6 figures coming out of this program, you're in the wrong place in the wrong program.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, this guy's smoking something, so I'm gonna drop out because I was well on the way by the age of, in my early 20s to make 6 figures.
100%.
Right? Just doing my door-to-door sales job.
Yeah.
So I just got back to what I was curious about. I say this 24/7. Do not chase your passion. You chase your curiosity, because curiosity propels you towards the future. It's like the cat in the bag. Right? So I got back to what I was curious about. And quite frankly, it's funny. Obviously, I was telling you last night, dude, I'm an advocate for sales. Meaning, why I love sales so much, because, I was a kid that wasn't really accepted. You were
the different. You were the outcast.
Yeah, I was loud. Yeah. I was, I was labeled. I had teachers that called me ADD and ADHD and, dyslexic. Can't read, can't write. Born and raised in Toronto, Canada. They put me in an ESL class.
Wow.
Like English as a second language.
I was also ESL class too, yeah.
But you weren't born in Toronto, Canada. You were born in Ethiopia.
Yeah.
I was born in Canada.
And they still put you in there.
English as a second fucking language. Yeah. I'm with my friend from Jordan and Colombia, sitting down in this ESL class. Yeah. My parents and my teachers are like, all right, this kid's a fucking write-off. Let's focus on the second one, right? And then you wonder why, I go on podcasts and I yell on stage about sales, because I'm like, holy fuck, if a kid that was labeled ADD, ADHD, English as a second language, ridiculed my whole life for being too loud, and now at this point it's out of my life, people pay me for my energy, I said, fuck, sales accepted me with open arms, didn't give a shit.
Took me in.
At 14 and a half, the guy looked at me, he's like, dude, can you work your ass off? You can get paid a shit ton of commissions. Yeah. So I said, fuck, if that's what sales did, it accepts you with open arms.
100%.
Doesn't judge you for who you were yesterday. Doesn't care if you're ESL. Doesn't care the way you look, the way you smell, what your color is, what your race is. Doesn't give a shit about anything. You can work hard. You can get paid a shit ton of money. I'm like, 100%. Okay, I'm fucking all for it. So it's why I love sales, and I love sales jobs, because based on your background, it just doesn't discriminate who you are, right? So. And then I just stuck with it, man. I just stuck with it ever since. Yeah. I haven't took my foot off the pedal.
I love it.
I haven't taken one day off since I was 14 and a half.
I mean, I've been with you for 24 hours, and you've been on back-to-back sales calls, meetings. Like, do you take breaks? Like,
man, I do. Like last night I took a break and I was jogging at 12 o'clock at night.
Yeah. That's your break. I love it.
Yeah, that was last night. Yeah, I was on a live stream last night. I did because, sometimes you get these whiffs of energy and people say, well, nothing good happens after midnight. 100%. And I say, well, not in my books.
Doesn't matter what
time
time
people
it
are
is.
like, well, nothing good happens after midnight. You're going to go out, you're going to have sex, you're going to do drugs, you're going to do. I said, well, not in my books. I'm like, in my books, I'm jogging after midnight. 100%. So yesterday I was up, it was 11:30, and I had this relapse of a memory. Yeah. I'm thinking of myself when I was a kid. And when I was like 14, 15, and I was training for like soccer and I played squash and I wanted to get into running too at a young age. Yeah. I'm like, man, when I was like 15, 16, when I had this whiff of energy, I would get up and go train at the park randomly at nighttime, put on some ankle weights and start training. I'm like, what the fuck happened to that kid? And I started thinking about that when we were at dinner last night, right? I started thinking about that. And I'm like, the young Daniel G would fucking, tie up his shoes and go run right now.
Some shit,
so I said, never lose that hunger. And then I just got up. I went to go for a long ass run last night. I was on a live stream and my phone died out.
I saw that.
And a couple people actually pulled up. Yeah. Because I was like, yo, I'm at, I don't know where I was, 87th and 16th Street. Y'all motherfuckers ain't out here. And then boom, car's still pulling out. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know if I was going to get shot or somebody was going to pick me up. But,
I love that.
So where were we? We were at the story.
So we were taught the story. So you walked me through, your kind of journey, how much you love sales. Talk to me about something I tell everyone all the time is like the barrier to entry to sales is super low. Like you said, it's accepting to everybody and anybody.
Yes.
If you were Daniel G at 22 years old, you're getting started again, how would you go about getting into sales?
What job?
Like let's say I'm 22 years old. I want to get into sales. In your opinion, whether it's real estate sales, software sales, tech sales, I don't care what it is. Mm-hmm. What would you be like, okay, this is how I would start over my career again? Car sales, what would Daniel G do?
I would follow the exact same path. Okay. Because, I went from a path from door to door to phone sales. Yep. Now we're in online sales. Mm-hmm. I would go the exact same path. I would get something where I can get in front of many people as fast as possible. Yeah. The whole thing now is like, oh, sell the most, the highest end product and blah, 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 blah. But if a kid comes up to me and he says, Daniel, how do I make $10,000 a month fast? Yeah. My best piece of advice is take a cheaper product, so you could talk to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So you become desensitized is the number one thing. Become desensitized
100%.
to people's communication back to you.
Yeah.
Like think of somebody that says, you know, oh man, you know, I'm just scared to, you know, talk to people because I'm gonna hear a no.
Yeah.
I said, oh, you're just not desensitized enough. Like you're just not desensitized to a no enough.
Yeah.
I grew up as a kid. Of
heard
course,
no
if I
all
was
the time.
if, you know, big ass mouth, you hear no all the
Yep.
time. So how do you get desensitized to something?
100%.
Just fucking hear it a lot.
The more times you do it.
Ask a lot of times.
Absolutely.
A lot of people are gonna tell you no. You become desensitized to a
Yep.
no, just like a good looking girl. If somebody goes up to her
100%.
and she's like, well, you have beautiful curly looking,
Yep.
curly hair and nice eyes. It's not that she's not grateful for it. She's desensitized to the compliment. So even in the goods and the bads, a great sales rep is what?
100%.
Neutral.
Yep. No, the emotions are always
So they're
flatline. Yep.
correct. They're
100%.
always, whether there's a yes or whether there's a no.
Yeah.
You know, they're desensitized to the wins.
And I feel like when you are doing sales, right, whether it's clients, whoever it is, they can kind of feel it. They're like, oh, like this guy doesn't really, like Daniel G doesn't care. Whether you get the sale or not, I'm here to help you. If you want to do it, great. If not, they can feel that, you know, that desensitized where like, I don't really care, but I'm here to help you and this is great for you. But it's like, if it happens or not, it's not going to change my life, right? And I feel like clients can feel that pressure from a salesperson, sales rep, whatever it is. And I think that's why a lot of like salespeople now are getting bad reps, right? They're super cutthroat, like I need the sale, make it happen, push, push, push. I feel like there's a better method to that.
I mean, it's always been, it's not sales now gets a bad rep.
Yeah.
I think, you know, sales has always got a bad rep. I
Yeah.
think even more so back then, the way sales was trained back then, the way sales was portrayed back then.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you know, we edify people in sales
Yep.
that, you know, give sales a bad rep. Like think of somebody was just asking me this morning,
Yeah.
you know, they're like, you know, well, but how about the Jordan Belfort guy?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, the guy's a bum.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I said no. But seriously, like,
Yeah.
like you're edifying a person
Yep.
that scammed people, that
Yep.
pressured people
Yep.
into something that was a scam. And by the way, like that guy, when people like bring up those names and stuff, I said that guy had no. There was after that movie,
Yep.
right? That trainer was a nobody until that movie,
100%,
you know,
until that
came
took
out.
off, yeah,
until that
absolutely.
movie came out, then the trainer became somebody, right? So I said those are not people to edify and be inspired by.
100%.
You know, but yeah, I mean, sales. The people that are skilled inside of sales,
Yep.
you know, they don't get a bad rep. Jay, do you have water, dude? Sorry, man, I
You're
had
good,
to
you're
cut
good.
you off for a second.
You're good.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. All
We'll
right, cut that
work
out. Keep going.
Yes, sir. 3, 2. Actually, can I get a water too, Jay? Alexis, what up, brother? Good to see you. What's up, guys?
What's up, G? How you doing?
Thank you, dog. Fact. All right, beautiful.
No, man, my throat's dry, dude. It's fucking dry. I don't know what it is.
Well, it's all the freaking screaming and yelling on
Yeah,
it,
dude,
dude.
it's fucking gone, man. It's gone.
All right, let me know when we're ready. All right, 3, 2, 1. No, 100% agree. Talk to me about, I'm in the real estate industry. Obviously, I'm a real estate agent. That's what I do. That's most of what my following is, right? So for someone that's watching this and they're like, hey, Omar, I just got my real estate license. I want to get started in sales and getting deals done. What is the best method, in your opinion, to actually get business? Because that's the hardest part about the sales industry, is like getting the clients, getting in front of them. What would you say? Is it cold calling, door knocking? What would you do?
Yeah, all.
Okay.
Because watch this, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna have one big guy on your show next week.
Yeah.
He's gonna say, bro, the best method is cold calling.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna get another fuck on your show. He's gonna say, bro, the best method is to make TikToks.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna get another fuck on your show saying the best person
Yeah.
is door knocking. And then I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna look at your whole audience, and I'm gonna say, dude, how much do you make a month? He's like, well, Daniel, I don't make nothing. Good, you don't get a fucking pick. You do everything and anything. That's why I was telling the guy that pulled up on us last
Yep.
night for dinner.
Yep.
I'm like, the girl walking your dog is your fucking method.
100%.
That the girl walking the dog has a home.
100%.
Right? So it's talking to people in person, it's door knocking, it's shaking a hand, it's making social media content.
Yep.
It's all of the above, right? It's just talking to people in any means possible, right?
100%.
And then you also figure out what you jive with. That's the most important
What
thing.
hits home for you,
Like,
what's clicking.
what hits homes for you, what clicks for you, but you get good at everything. You want to be dynamic. That's why you see all the great people inside of sales. They've done it all.
100%.
So when somebody goes to recommend something, I'm like, yeah, but you did cold calling.
Yep.
Maybe that makes you better speaking on social media. Yeah, but you did door knocking. Maybe it makes you better speaking on the phone,
100%.
right?
All plays
so it's
together.
like you don't pick. My method is always like do everything and do both.
I love it.
Right? Do both.
I love it. So for, let's say right now, I'm coming in, walk me through some like tactics and like actual, because what I love about your content, what you do is like you give tactical things people can do. It's like, hey, I want you to say this. These are the objections. So the biggest objection you get, in real estate at least, it's like, oh, I'm not ready yet, or I'm not looking right now. So like, I'm not ready to sell yet. Give me some objections that I can like rebuttal with. I'm not ready right now. I'm not selling right now.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. I mean, the number one thing is, most people forget that they have somebody on the phone, which is the biggest, like say you're talking to a client over the phone and somebody, actually picks up. To me, number one, it's gold because, the attention span of a consumer, it's nothing. It's less than 15 seconds, right? I always show this. It's less than 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And then somebody's asking, well, why am I going into this? Because you have to sell yourself on that fact. You have to sell yourself on that fact because then you're never going to attempt on the objection.
Yep.
Like you have to sell yourself on the fact like, oh shit, somebody picked up, right? And even if somebody's so not like, they're not like skilled where they're gonna learn every line, it could come down to like 2 words. Of course, there's a million different phrases that I could say, that you could say, that Alex could say to get somebody out. Be like, hey, by the way, I know you're not interested right now. By the way, when you are ready, to buy inside of the market, what's the most important thing to you? Is it, you move into this area? Sure, you can have a skilled rebuttal.
100%.
But even if you're not skilled, the number one job of objection is to do what? Stay inside of the conversation. Like stay inside of the fucking campfire. There's a fire right here. I tell salespeople, like keep the conversation hot, right? So somebody could just say 2 words. I always say, well, number one, first thing about an objection, step number one. What's step number one? Just smile. I always say it's step number one, dude. Before the words, it's body, right? It's body, emphasis, and then words. So I always say step number one, don't fuck it up yourself. Just smile. Just say, don't even worry about it, right? Smile. You can't hate somebody that's smiling, right? You smile, I smile. You started smiling, I started smiling, right? So, because you're deflecting already at that point.
It's natural
before the
reflex.
words already come out. And then when you came in here and you said, I think a great salesperson, they regardless, they always feel like they're going to get the next deal
100%.
done. That's where a smile shows regardlessness. It shows, it's like, don't even worry about it. And then the second thing I just say, like, what else? Do you know how many times I've got back inside of conversations by smiling and just saying 2 words? Yeah, it's completely fine. Take your time to think about it. I don't think even, it might not be even the right time for you to buy right now inside of the market. The market's freaking crazy, isn't it, Janet? Yeah, it's insane right now. I know prices are going like wild.
100%.
And just agree with people. Get them on your page. Report. It's so easy to get inside a rapport with somebody.
Absolutely.
How do you get a rapport with somebody? Agree on a topic generically that somebody else is probably going through. 100%. If I'm at a pump right now and gas prices are through the roof, right? The easiest way I can get a rapport with somebody, I don't
gas
have
prices, man.
Fuck, it's so easy. I was showing people in Italy before. I'm like, man, I was at a store once buying meat. I don't even speak Italian. And my Italian's horrible. And I'm in the meat store. I'm going up to do a training and I'm buying meat to do a barbecue. I go up to the girl in Italian and I'm like, ma troppo carne soldi. Like the prices of meat are high. It didn't even make sense. It was like gibberish in Italian. She's like, I know, it's crazy, right? I'm like, wow, you get into rapport with somebody, I don't even speak the language.
100%.
And then people think it just takes cats and dogs. Take a situation. Get them to agree with you.
They're not going to hate anything.
you.
There's
common
always something.
grounds, right? So get back inside of the conversation. Keep the conversation going. Keep in the campfire. Get more data on them.
And one thing I love about you too is, and I noticed this literally last night, you did it this morning. Anytime we talk, front desk, you walk in, you're like, I love your jacket. It matched with your shoes. Like, you're phenomenal. You're killing it.
Right.
Last night, the waiter comes up to a super nice guy. You're like, yo, I love your, like, you're just always complimenting people. And for me, that's something that I do all the time. It's like, you hit them with, I heard this where Obama does this all the time, or just like presidents, they'll hit you with 3 comments right up front. Yo, man, you're looking phenomenal, man. I love the way 1, 2, 3, bam. And I don't know if you noticed, but you do that. You came in, you're like, you just gave compliments right away.
Right.
You gave the waiter a compliment, you gave this lady a compliment. So is that something you do like consciously? You're like, okay, I'm gonna like always give someone something to where it's like, oh wow, like thank you so much, and start that conversation?
Man, it's just, it's not even about most people I don't get anything out of. Like this is just a fact. My market's very slim. To me, I think like, the lady at the front desk,
100%.
hey, I can't sell her home. I can't recruit her into a business. Probably probably not going to buy one of my courses, right? I know my market, my demographics. I just think everybody walks around with a sign on their head saying like, please help me and understand me. And it's still me till today. And I think anybody that says otherwise is bullshitting. So you don't know, like I always think, you know, there's times inside of my life where I've been going into the biggest deals of my life. This guy's worth $1 billion and I'm going to crack a big consulting contract with this individual. And I'm going in sometimes, you know, and I was undermining myself when I was young. And I devalue myself in my head, and then somebody comes up to me, yo, Daniel G, quick picture. And I said, oh, that shifted me. So it's like, and anybody can say no, but every single person walks around with a sign on their head saying, please understand me, 100%. Right? So I guess it's just in my nature to understand humans, right? To understand like people aren't perfect. And the more people that you hang out with that are millionaires and billionaires, they sometimes walk around with that sign on their head more than fucking anybody else. I believe it. Right? So I just put in what I want to get out inside of my life. Right?
I love that.
So,
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And again, that's just going to come in circles. I'm a full believer in just like karma, good energy, all that kind of good stuff. So I love that. Let's switch gears a little bit on like, man, I found you on socials. I found you on Instagram. I saw you on Reels. I've been seeing you for 2 years now. Talk to me about the importance of social media, especially now in 2024, and especially as someone that's in sales.
Yeah, I think it's, I think it's the way you could just reach more people, and it's something you could just take advantage of right now. You know, I always just say like, our grandparents wish that they could do this before, and it's very lethal because what people that we looked up to, you know, in the last 20, 30 years, what they did in 40 years, we could do in 4 months 100%. Just by the reach, you know. I grew up in sales at 14, full time. I grew up in sales when I was, 14 and a half, like I told you. And I was watching the guys in my space that were in sales training back then, which was, you had Brian Tracy, you had Jim Rohn doing his thing, you had, Dean Graziosi on the road, Robert Kiyosaki. And you think of these individuals, and these guys used to go city to city with no fucking cell phone. And they used to pack out events, even before people know Grant Cardone right now. Grant, 25, 30, 40 years ago, right? It's my father's age. What people don't know about him, the millions of miles that he spent in the air doing city to city, show to show, dealership to dealership, with no social media.
100%.
So not even the fact that how did they do it is step number one. Like, how the fuck are these guys packing out an event and we can't do it with social media? This is the first thing to think of. Like, dude, they were going into Toronto, Canada. They're from Louisiana and Kentucky, but they were in Toronto, Canada doing a seminar. Like, I remember my first, Robert Kiyosaki seminar. I was 15 years old.
Wow.
And it was a packed house in Toronto, Canada. So I think about that now and I said, shit, these guys had the ability to come into a different city, fuck shit up in a different city without social media. Right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is the ripple effect was zero. Like, our ripple effect is massive.
100%.
How wouldn't you leverage it? It's just the ripple effect, meaning that, if we go do an event, not only the ripple effect of everybody having their phones out, right? Ripple effect number one, but ripple effect number two is you taking the content, distributing the content, and then going out to millions of individuals, right? So just taking advantage of it right now.
I love it.
Yeah.
What would you say to someone that says sales world is too saturated right now? Everyone's in it.
Have you heard what I said about that before?
No.
You never heard it?
I've never heard it.
Have you, Jay? No? Are you laughing? Oh, I don't know. I just say no, it's not, because most people are shit.
It's true.
It's like, it's not like
100%.
Like, okay, so wait, let's watch.
Yeah.
So let's just call this example. You and I are for dinner last night.
Yeah.
You're like, Dan, I want to go film content.
Yeah.
Right? Or let's go do a show.
Yeah.
A couple places. Now, everybody could say, oh, content's saturated, or filming is saturated, or there's so many guys that are editors.
Yeah.
No, it's fucking not.
Yeah.
Here's Jay.
Yep.
Why? He's better than most fucking people. It's not saturated. Most
100%.
people suck and they don't. It's not even that it's not saturated. It's just most people just don't give a shit.
Yep.
Like, Jay gives a shit. It's why I recommended him.
100%.
Like, you give a shit, right? So it's really not saturated. Most people just don't care enough. They 100%. Treat it just like any other job. They could pay them any other, especially in something like sales. It requires you to care so much fucking more than any other job, right?
100%.
So I say, your industry is not saturated. It can't be saturated because most people are shit, and most people, they don't care to grow.
100%.
They don't care to learn. They quit way too early. It's not saturated because most people quit.
100%.
So it leaves so much room for winners inside of business.
And I say the same thing. I tell everyone, like everyone and their mother, I mean, especially in Miami, we're in Miami.
Yeah.
Everyone and their mother has their real estate license, but it means absolutely nothing because most people suck. Most people don't sell. Most people don't make over $40,000 a year. Like it's the same thing. It's like, it's not saturated. It's just, you're not.
If it was saturated, I mean, then there would, like, think of it. If anything was saturated, then everybody would be on the product.
100%.
Everybody would be on the product,
100%.
right?
Yeah.
And it's also like, it's a stroke of confidence. If there's a lot of people like joining and interested, it means the market's also good.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean everybody's selling.
100%.
It just means, hey, by the way, there might be a need from it. Somebody's promoting it. There might be a need.
Absolutely.
So let me get in and let me be the best, right?
I love that.
So
I love that.
And you could control it, like meaning like you know, if you're not the best at skills right now, I always just say like you can control what you lack for in skills, you can make up for numbers.
Do you think
right?
sales is learnable? Like, is this something like I'm an introvert, whatever it is?
Yeah,
okay.
150%.
Okay.
Like there's some people that are, you know, more charismatic than others, but like nobody's fucking, you know, born and saying like, you know, let me go deal with this objection.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. No, of course, you know, like everything that we all learned here
100%.
was either from a book, from YouTube, from experience and learning it ourselves, whatever medium that you wanted to learn from, right? You get good by two ways. You study and then you talk to a lot of people. Customers teach you a lot inside of sales. Experience. And then it's numbers, right? I was just on a live stream 2 minutes ago. I said, you know, what you lack for in skills, you could make up for in numbers. Yeah. Again, you don't pick, because again, there's gonna be a trainer that says work your numbers. There's gonna be another trainer that says, no, you gotta be a sniper. No, you just gotta work on both. Yeah. You reach out to a lot of people and you get better at the same time. Yeah. And you can hit with also being shit, meaning you can land a client with being garbage, but you just asked a lot more. It's an asking game. Like, you know, game. Like you knock and you shall receive. Yeah. Ask and the door shall open, or knock 100%. And the door shall open, ask and you shall receive. Yeah. It's like, it's sales. You just ask a lot of people. So when I was on a live stream 5 minutes ago, I'm like, have you ever seen a fucking ugly guy and he has the most hottest chick? Yep. She's beautiful. He's dating the most gorgeous girl. Yep. And then all your homies are like, man, how the does this guy have that girl?
How'd he get her?
Yeah, how did he get her? Yeah. Motherfucker, he went on the street, he went to a bar, he went to a club, and he said, hey, by the way, you're beautiful, want to drink? No, thank you. Hey, by the way, you're beautiful, want to drink? No, thank you. Hey, by the way, you're beautiful, want to drink? No, thank you. Hey, by the way, you're beautiful, want to drink? No, I don't. No, thank you. I don't like your shirt. Hey, by the way, you're beautiful, want to drink? No, thank you. Hey, by the way, you're beautiful, want to drink?
No, it's cool.
Yeah, sure. Boom, fucking client, girlfriend. And it's just like sometimes you just don't ask enough. And the guy was also, he wasn't dressed right. He was maybe 50 to 100 pounds overweight. He didn't have all the skills. He wasn't polished up. 100%. Everything to do with skills, sales, and still landed the fucking girl, right? So then you bring in best of both worlds. It's a numbers game. You never know when you can hit. And then you just try to tighten up your numbers. Absolutely. You just polish yourself off more. You look better. You take care of your hygiene. You polish up your skills, and then you become a beast.
And the higher your chances too. The more you do that,
correct.
It all goes up to the same way direction.
Correct.
Yeah. I love that. So talk to me about, I mean, my audience is a lot of younger guys, right?
Yeah.
They come in, first year, second year, they start doing their sales. They start to finally see some numbers, 200,000, 300,000, 400, $500,000, whatever it is. Talk to me, give me some like financial tips. Like you get all this commissions, like walk me through what happens after that. Because I feel like everyone always stops at that commissions mark, whatever, make 500K, 600K. Then what? Then what?
It's not that they stop. It's just a loop. Sales is a loop. So what it means is it's a loop. It's, you know, the death of every salesperson is knowing that you can make money. Yeah. It was the death of me. Okay. Death of anybody that's great at sales is, you know, you can wake up the next morning and fucking eat. Yep. If you say, Daniel G, here's $100,000. My first big commission check was 80 grand, right? I felt like I was rich. I was young.
Top of the world,
and it was 86,000 that came into my account. I spent it in 48 hours. Yep. I spent it shopping at a casino, $50,000. And then I can't remember where I went to vacation for 3 days, and then put a down payment on a Lamborghini that I ever got. Right? They had to take the deposit. Yeah. And why would I spend it? I wouldn't spend it if I didn't know I can go make it back.
100%.
Right? So 100%. It's like, it's never the money. When you get good at sales, it's deadly.
Absolutely.
It's a blessing and a curse because, you know, the better you get at sales, if you go have a big fucking month and you spend $40,000, $50,000, the death is that you know you can make it back the next 100%. Month. And the better you get, I know it might not be nice to say, but if I give $1 million or $10,000 to a homeless person,
they're gonna lose it. It's gone. It's not coming back.
Right? Yeah. Because this. Yeah. So it's still gonna be gone. Yeah. The best thing to do is two things. Always take care of your business first. Yeah. You know, take care of you, take care of your business, then take care of your assets.
I love that.
It's always been my 3 rules. Like, you take care of you take care of your business, you take care of your assets. Like, you is you know, you keep growing, you dump your money into yourself.
Absolutely.
Second, you know, is your business. You
Yep.
bet on your business before you bet on anything else. You bank on your business before you bank on fucking Bitcoin, a home.
100%.
It's your business first.
100%.
And then you bank on all your assets and your investments, etc.
And I think that's a huge, huge, huge statement, because betting on yourself first, right? Investing in you, the skills that you learn, whatever. Sales, for example. I feel like you said, if you know sales, you're set for life. You will always know how to make a dollar. You'll never have to worry about making money ever again. So for me, at least, the way I got into real estate and got started at 18 years old and have made all the money I've made is because I invested in myself and got a mentor early on. Talk to me about the importance of having a mentor and mentorship.
Yeah, it just cuts a lot of it's just shortcuts you, man. It's like you're getting put in like a time machine.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's like you jump inside this time machine.
Yeah.
You learn how to deal with your problems a lot quicker inside
100%.
a business. You crave them. When you have a mentor and you get problems inside a business, you're like, give me a little bit more. It's like when you have a mentor, you're almost excited because you're like, okay, now I want a bigger problem to give it to my mentor.
Yeah.
And I think the best mentees that I've had are very problem specific. So they don't need me for general advice.
Yeah.
I train my mentees on how to ask. And I think that's huge. What that means is, like, you know, don't tell me what you're struggling with. Tell me, you know, what you went through and what you tried to solve, and you know, how you failed to solve that, and then come to me. So I train my students on how to ask me. Like, you know, they can, like, most students will come to their mentors and blurb something, being like, you know, I'm struggling, but it's still a blurb, and you're
give
generalizing.
me an actual problem.
Yeah, like what happened in the way, and you know, problems make money inside of sales. So, you know, you want somebody above you to solve those problems with you. And then you could see where the mindset is of an individual that hasn't been in business or doesn't believe in a mentor. They're always trying to run away.
Yep.
They're trying to run away. So it's like you wake up in the morning, look at somebody that makes a lot of fucking money inside of business and somebody that doesn't make a lot of money inside of business and sales. The person that makes a lot of money inside of business and sales wakes up in the morning and says, hit me with your best fucking shot. Give me the biggest problem that you have, because this is going to get me paid the most money.
100%.
Like, what gets you paid inside of business? Your level of responsibility and how much BS and problems that you could solve.
Yep.
That's it. You don't get paid for work. You don't get paid for having a good skill set.
100%.
You get paid on the morning of when you wake up and there's 15 problems on your desk.
Yep.
How many problems can you solve?
How many fires can you take
out? A CEO wakes up in the morning, he gets paid $500,000 a month or a year. Why? He just deals with more bullshit
100%.
than somebody else.
100%.
But it's very interesting because most people, when they wake up, they say, God, please never give me another problem.
100%.
I don't want any problems. You're like,
you want more problems.
come on.
Yeah.
Give it to me. Like, that's it. That's how weak it is. And then you start craving them. So you start having a different mindset. Because number one, you get excited because you know most people would quit on the problem, right? Then number two, you also build this standard inside of your head. Everybody has a standard and a threshold.
Yep.
Most people's standard and threshold is this. When a problem occurs, I fucking quit.
Yep.
I go to another job, I go to another company, I blame
Find
the company,
something
I play
else.
blame and chain game, or I just blame the firm, I blame the organization and jump to another organization.
100%.
And that just becomes part of your standard. So every single time things get hard, you jump.
Yep.
Right? The other person's like, wait, the moment this shit hits, let me tackle it, and that becomes part of your standard. When something
100%.
hard comes in, I'm going to tackle the problem. And then it's, you know, you have this curve of success that I always show my salespeople. I say, you know, most people are horizontal, and that's why they never become successful. So they hear this thing where it's like, you know, success is like this, and it's very horizontal. And I say a lot of people that do super well are vertical inside of business. So the difference is this. Imagine something hard comes inside of your business, and you're like, okay, I'm going up. I'm in this straight line to success. Oh, something difficult happens. Let me quit and go here. You're going horizontal. Okay, that didn't work. I'm going up now. Let me quit and go to this job. You're going horizontal again. But the smart person says, okay, this is my goal. This is where I'm fucking going. Three people quit my team. Well, let me figure out, now I'm coming down. 3 people quit. Let me figure out how to build, you're right there. You see this person, how far the line is? I wish I had a whiteboard right now. The line, when it's horizontal, is so much further than just being like, fuck, let me just solve it. Boom, I'm here. While this person's still over here.
100%.
Quitting, it just takes so much longer. When I was on a live stream last night, I said, listen, guys, if I quit this run and I don't want to keep running, it takes me so much longer to walk home.
100%.
So I might as well just keep fucking running.
Might as well just keep going.
Yeah, just keep running. Just keep finish off the race. like finish off the race any means possible. Don't stop the fucking legs.
I love
it's
that.
It's gonna cramp up. It's gonna take long.
Yeah.
You're gonna do this. You're gonna have to go to the gas station, pull out the whiteboard right now for an example.
I love it.
I wish I could right now,
Yeah.
but
Well, we'll
yeah,
see that.
it's so much easier to tackle the problem and keep going forward than it is
100%.
quitting.
It's the same idea with everyone. Like, again, I have people that hit me up. It's like, oh, I want to get into real estate. Great. This is 2 years ago. Text me again. Hey, actually, I got into car sales. Okay, great. Next, oh, I actually moved into a corporate job. Oh, actually, it's like they start something, they get a little bit of momentum, they see how hard it is, next new thing, next, and then it's just a cycle, right?
Yeah.
So that's where they get stuck. But like you said, if they just keep going up, oh, I figured this out, let me keep going, that's how they're actually going to change their lives. Because I tell everyone, go a 3-year mark. If you do something for 3 years, consistently, you're actually doing it, I can guarantee you'll see success in it.
Yeah. I mean, you know, with an athlete, you know, I picture it like that. They just go in like, this is it.
Yep.
Like, there's nothing else.
Yep.
There's
no plan
nothing
B.
else. Yeah, there's no plan B. This is it. So I think that's the intention. Like, my intention was, you know, I said, if it's gonna take me 30 years to be where I'm at today,
Yeah.
I'll fucking do it.
Yeah.
And that patience mixed in with work has, you know, it's brought me to where I am today. Because I didn't care if it took me another 20 years. I
Yeah.
didn't give a shit. I said,
Yeah.
I'm still gonna work my ass off. And the thing that I was telling you last night, you know, I said what's most deadly is, you know, is our age.
Yep.
You know, I was at a conference. I can't remember which one, but I was doing a few conferences last weekend. Oh, I was in LA. My friend comes up to me, Albert, and he's like, yo, so what do you think about this person's space and,
Yeah.
and this guy and this sales trainer and this sales trainer? How does it feel to be the best? And I said, well, number one, I don't think about it.
Yeah.
You know, people bring me up names and stuff like that.
100%.
And then, you know, I said, I don't, because the reality is when somebody says something to me, I'm on the fucking road to my next gig. I'm focused on my work.
100%.
I don't focus to the left and right. I'm
Yep.
always focused on my work.
Yep.
And I said, when you guys bring up these names, it's just like, I know I can outwork everybody.
100%.
What's deadly is my energy and my age. That's the deadliest. And some people use that as like, oh, but I'm younger. I said, well, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't beat me.
Yeah.
I just got more energy than you.
100%.
It's physically impossible.
Yeah.
There's nobody in the world that will ever say, okay, I have more energy and I could do more than this guy.
How many
impossible.
flights have you been on this year?
I don't know. Maybe I have to check. I have this tally thing because
Yeah.
I also count my layovers and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's at like 150 to 170, somewhere
Insane.
around there.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I say whatever your excuse is somebody's wish and prayer.
100%.
It's somebody's wish and prayer. So when you're 21 watching this or you're 18 years old watching
Yep.
this and you're like, well, man, you know, I can't become successful because I'm so
100%.
young. I said, I promise you, dude,
Yeah.
I will take a guy that I was just with for fucking lunch or
Yep.
dinner this week or 2 weeks ago, and if that person's 65 with $500 million in their
Yeah.
bank account, they would be willing to fucking empty out $500 million in
be
their
you.
bank account to be 18 years old again.
100%.
So whatever you're using as a fucking excuse,
Yep.
it's somebody's wish and prayer just to be that much younger. And I like this, even for me, I say sometimes, man, I wish I was 21 and know
Yep.
what I know now
Yep.
inside of my business, right?
100%.
So
my biggest fear when I got into the real estate business at 18 years old with an afro that barely fit in his suits was that I'm 18 years old. Who the hell is going to buy a house from me?
Yeah.
That was my biggest fear. And then now it's like, hey, I'm 21 years old. I'm 22 years old. Here's how, as a young realtor, I'm going to get your home sold. I'm going to get you 10 times more views than every other realtor. I'm going to use social media. Now I use it to my advantage. But like you said, at 18, I was like, oh, I'm fucked. Like, there's no way.
You were just comparing it. You weren't even comparing it to the home buyers. You're comparing it to what you deem to be the standard of a 30,
100%.
40-year-old successful real estate agent.
Yep.
But in their head, they're like, you know, when I got into space, most people fucking hated me.
Yep.
Why?
Yep.
I'm young.
Yep.
So
Same.
what do you think they're thinking of in their head? Shit, man. I wish I was doing what this kid was doing when
At
I
his
was
age.
25 years old.
Yep.
Right? It's like the biggest thing I told one of my friends, I'm like, yeah, that guy doesn't like me. And I'll tell you why he doesn't like me. Because, you know, when you show somebody what they could have been,
There it is.
when they were younger
There it
or
is.
when they worked hard,
There it is.
that thought of I could have been that individual,
Yeah.
that kills people.
100%.
You know, it's like when you grew up with individuals and maybe you're just the same age as somebody,
Yeah.
but you did something different and you went to go on, start a business and make
Yeah.
a lot of money and start real estate or start a sales job,
Yep.
direct sales, network marketing, whatever you do. And then you come back inside your hood and you pull up with a new car.
Yeah.
I say, you know,
You get more hate
Yeah,
than
it
love.
just it's not just the hate. It's people don't like to see what they could have fucking been.
Absolutely.
So you expect people to come back and be ranting and raving
Yep.
and cheering for you.
Yep.
But when you come back with a business and 7 figures and an audience or whatever the case is, you just showed the person that you went to high school with, maybe the person, whoever, your best friends.
Yep.
You're like, dude, with a little bit of hard work, with not fucking drinking
This
on the
could have been
weekends,
you.
This could have been you if you put your head down for 5 years and you got into a sales job or you got into a sales business.
Yeah.
This could have been you, but nobody likes to see what they could have been inside of life.
Absolutely
And
not.
that separation of what they could have been, you're the reflection of what you could have been. That separation sometimes creates hate and jealousy and envy, a grudge.
Absolutely.
Which fucks nobody but you.
There's no, and it's true. Like, we see these quotes all the time. It's like there's nobody that's actually doing better than you that's gonna hate on you.
Yeah.
I've yet to see it.
Yeah.
I've yet to see it.
Or they could do better than you, but they could have like, I have friends that make more money than me that may still hate me.
For a different aspect of your life or what you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what did I say? I just said it's the age thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like I start to think of that. That's like the reason why you want, you can win.
100%. And also it's like, same thing. It's like, I'd rather be your age making $10-15 million versus be 60 years old making 50-60 million, right? So it's like, for them, they're just like, shit, I wish I enjoyed that life when I was his age, when I had his energy, when I had his looks, whatever it is, right? So there's definitely still a little bit of that.
You got to move your business in both. Like, I've realized, inside of my life that if I were to take in, I don't think of the grudges of a lot of people that, that have towards me and hate and jealousy.
Yeah.
I try to move away from it because you look at some of the most powerful people. If they woke up in the morning and they took the grudge of every single person, they wouldn't be able to operate.
100%.
Like, think how many people.
The amount of comments you get, the amount of
just hate. Like, if you're a president of the country, right? Say you're running for the president of this country, and you're Donald, and then you wake up in the morning. Like, think how powerful this individual is to go up there, speak, and inspire people and try to change a country, and then 30-40% of people may fucking hate you, but you still wake up and you have the ability just to wake up and focus on the good.
Absolutely.
So it's like what bubble you live on. Right? Because then if you're always constantly trying to you think everybody's hating on you, you're also moving your business with anger and aggression.
I love it.
And you're not moving your business with love, so you'll never figure out who to impact because you're always trying to prove somebody wrong when in reality there's somebody waiting for you to be like, yo, come help me. Instead of try to prove that person wrong. So I look at it. I look at some different ways. I was telling my friend yesterday. I said, "Hey, listen, don't give up because there's somebody waiting for you right now to say like, dude, you've changed me or you've helped me." And that's what has to motivate you inside of the business.
I love that.
You're never gonna. By the way, haters are the hardest people to prove wrong. These people are. It's almost a never-ending cycle. Why? They won't fucking admit it.
No,
they won't admit it
because that means they're wrong.
Yeah, they won't admit it. Okay, I made more money now. Yeah, but you made more money because
you hate your life and you're traveling all the time.
You had the gift of the gab.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I did. If you prove them on one thing, they're gonna shift the excuse,
100%.
right?
Yeah.
I remember what did Drake say in one of those lines? It was a fucking banger. He said, "I took the jokers out of the deck." And now they want to play chess or something like that. He's like, you do everything, and then there's going to be another maneuver, right? So,
I love it. I love it. So you obviously are around like some of the biggest entrepreneurs in the space. We're in Miami. You're traveling across the world. Give me like one common trait you've seen across all the most like successful guys you've hung around, whether they're millionaires, billionaires. Like, give me some traits that you're like, this is why this guy kills it, or these are the common traits I see between these guys. Yeah,
they have a very good relationship of putting their human abilities over anything and everything materialistic. So what I've started to realize, and I've came up with this quote inside of my head where it's like, successful people eat their goals that most people get intimidated by. So when you talk to these people that do big moves inside of life, they don't fear money. They put themselves above money.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Like they put themselves above a car. And, since a goal is energy, which I truly believe in, if people believe in energy, I think a goal is energy. And when you have like, a car is energy. Everything physical is energy. And you're like, man, am I worth the car? Well, now you're never going to fucking get it. Am I worth this? It's done. It smells you. And it's very interesting because, I tell people a goal can smell you.
Yeah.
Just like the fucking line. And when the line smells that you're scared, you never get it and you get eaten.
Yeah.
So I said, you got to treat the goal like I'm going to wake up and eat this. So one time I made a video. I'm like, I think I was in Italy. I'm like, what are you guys going to go eat tonight? Your pasta? Good.
Yeah.
Treat your goal like a bowl of fucking pasta. You don't say, can I eat the bowl of pasta? You just say, I'm going to fucking eat the bowl of pasta.
Yeah.
So you wake up in the morning and you treat your goals the same way. It's like people are intimidated by people saying yes to your business. I'm just going to eat another 3 prospects. Come give them to me. Let me just eat them like a bowl of pasta.
Absolutely.
Another $1 million, boom, eat it like a bowl of pasta. There's a certain energy towards a goal. And to me, it's just like, just eat it up. Because the moment you're scared about it, it smells you and you never get towards it. It's just the cat and the dog chase. It's like the moment you try to constantly chase things, it could feel it. It's like, come here, I'm Papa, you come to me, I pet you. But if you think of like, what's more feminine, a dog or a cat? What do you think?
A cat.
Cat, right? You go up to a cat, the cat runs away.
Yep.
Usually, right?
Absolutely.
It's usually how money and success is.
Yep.
It's usually how women are. You go up to a woman runs.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Play good role, masculine role, hold your masculine, make a lot of money. Boom, dog comes.
Absolutely.
Success comes, right? So it's like, I tell the young guys this 24/7. I say, man, you guys waste so much fucking time on that, that cat and dog chase analogy.
Yep.
You guys waste so much time because for me, never had to waste time chasing anything inside of my life.
Absolutely.
I became better.
You just leveled up and everything followed you.
It comes around, man. You want women? It's so easy.
Yep.
Make more money.
Absolutely.
Why? But Daniel, it's not all about money. Yeah, but it takes a man to make money.
Absolutely. Who you become trying to get that
exactly.
money.
So hey, man, you're gonna make money. You're gonna, you're gonna drive a nicer car.
Yep.
You're gonna have a bigger bank account. You're gonna
together,
run.
dress
You're gonna have
better.
nicer. Don't worry. They'll all fucking come to you. It's usually when you start giving up your power to a goal. Is usually when it keeps running away.
I just want to get a girlfriend. Your whole focus is just getting that. Absolutely.
Yeah. Same thing. Same thing with women. I think it's the exact same thing because you attract also. I train a lot of women. I say to the girls that I train, I said, you attract the right guy when you're completely zoned in and working on yourself and working on your business. You also attract the right guy inside of your business because I don't know if you heard me say this. I think there's bum guys and I think there's bum girls.
Absolutely.
And nobody ever talks about the bum girls and the bum guys. Like,
it's a two-way street.
Yeah, there's bums, here in Miami.
Yeah.
They go out and everybody's like, oh, there's Miami's this distraction, that distraction. Bums. There's bums. And the ladies too, there's loser ladies and there's bum ladies and there's loser guys and there's bum guys. I don't see it because I'm in my own bubble, right? And then people tell me about these individuals. I'm like, oh, that's a bum. Yeah, but she's so hot. Dude, she's a loser.
Doesn't matter.
She's a loser.
Yep.
Why? Because think of it like, I always say it's like, doesn't matter who it is. Just go look at their lifestyle. You can see if they're a bum, if they're a loser. Like where they go out at nighttime, they're going to clubs at night times. They're going to, one girl's trying to convince this guy to get her a watch or a vacation. And she's going to a club to get a fucking bottle. A bottle.
Get a sales job.
No, but it's the reality. It's like a fucking, like some girl's whole thing in Miami is to get a fucking table.
Yep.
A table, and that's gonna fucking set them up.
Personality.
Yeah, a table. And then I have chicks that are on sales teams and girls that are teaching sales down here in Miami, and they're making like $10,000 a week. You think they give a fuck about a table?
Absolutely not.
They don't give a fuck about a table.
Absolutely
You
not.
go sell 5 people, it pays for fucking 10 tables.
Absolutely.
So it's like, it's just where you're putting the energy. Same with guys.
Yep.
I think girls are the best because I always think, I think girls can do 10 times better inside of sales.
I absolutely agree with that.
We were saying it last night. I said, if a girl gets a sales job, and she can close out, 5, 10, 15 clients faster than anybody else.
Easily.
Guys want to talk to girls faster.
Yep.
Girls want to talk to girls faster.
Absolutely.
Shoulders are dropped.
Yep.
The report is already there. It's like
some of the biggest salespeople that I know and real estate agents in my market are women.
Yeah.
They kill it.
Yeah.
Absolutely kill it.
I'm a big advocate for women in sales. I love women in sales. I love when women have the perfect balance of, balancing out their feminine side and just being a lady while also
maintaining that border.
Yeah, just like also just wanting to make money.
Absolutely.
Like, when you go too far on one spectrum where it's like, I just want to be a lady and so, or I just want to be a hardcore closer. It's just a perfect balance between both. Yeah, they still smile.
Yep.
Every guy and girl wants, a lady to smile.
Absolutely.
Right? Feminine side. And at the same time, you could still ask with kindness.
Yep.
And that's what kills a lady is that it's the ask that I was talking about before. I train a lot of ladies, probably the most sales ladies in the world. And I think the biggest problem they have is they're good at showing, they're good at, describing, they're good at bringing people around. And sometimes it's hard to ask.
Yep. That final close.
Yeah, because it's an innate nature thing. Nobody ever talks about this, but and to all due respect, this is, how men and ladies were raised. It's a man was there, to always ask, can I take you out?
Some? Can I do this? Can I do that?
Would you be my wife?
Yeah.
Can I take you out for dinner?
Yep.
So now when you get inside of sales, it's like you have to remember that somebody's waiting to, for you to lead them better than you can lead yourself.
Absolutely.
So your job, the moment you're going in for the close, is like feminine, fucking grab that card, ask for the sale, go in for the sale, because if you don't ask, you're not going to get.
Absolutely.
And you can't be scared. You can't think, oh, it's rude to collect payment. That's another thing with salespeople. Like salespeople that are watching this, they have a bad relationship with collecting payment.
Absolutely.
Hey, you told me last night.
Yep.
Last night, what did you say? You're like, dude, I can close out $1 million deal.
Yep.
But if it comes time to a program, what did you say? So they know.
I can't ask for credit cards. I can't ask for payments. Like I can close a $5 million house, $2 million house. I don't care what it is. But when it comes to like I'm selling a program, whatever it is, a product, I can't ask you for your credit card. Like it's impossible for me to close you on a Zoom or in person or whatever it is. I can't do it.
Yeah, it's not impossible. You just haven't done it.
I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just haven't sent out enough bills.
No.
You know what I said? I was 2 minutes on here. I said, sometimes we're scared to ask for the payment and then you got to stop. When you're at the end of the presentation, you're like, okay, Janet, so what are your thoughts? Right? You don't ask that.
Yep.
Open up your phone, put me on speaker. Let me walk you through the whole process. Can't wait for you to get started. Here's your 90-day game plan, right? But Daniel, no, not but Daniel. Just fucking go in. Hey, what are your credit card details? I can't wait for you to get started. Let's crush it. Yeah. When we lock arms and if you're seriously committed to this, the way I'm committed to this and I'm committed to your growth, you and I are going to smash over the next 90 days. Shake my hand, Janet. You ready for this? Yes. When you're ready, okay, boom. You close her. I said, the moment you're scared to do that, I want you to think of every single fucking bill that you're about to get in the mail in the next 3 days. Your car bill, your Amex bill, your phone bill, your insurance bill. They're not going to have remorse with you.
Yep.
They're not gonna say, "Hey, Jenna, are you?"
Maybe in a couple months.
Yeah. You think you're okay? What are your thoughts on paying this bill?
Yeah.
Pay it.
Yep.
So when you're going in for the close, being like, "Fuck, man, the cycle of life.
Yep.
Somebody has to pay me. There's no middle.
Absolutely.
There's no middle. Nobody's gonna lean on me. The Amex bill is gonna say, "Fucking pay it."
Yep.
So you're gonna go back to your clients and you're gonna remember, "Hey, when I gotta close out a client." It's just a circle of money.
Absolutely.
That's it. It's a person. She gives me my money. Just a transfer. I give it to Amex. Amex does this. I leverage the credit. It's all the cycle.
Just a circle. Yeah.
Yeah. They're gonna. If they don't pay it to you, they'll pay it to somebody else.
Absolutely. And
by the way,
it might as well be you where they can actually.
So your ask, yes, your ask is a fear that maybe it's a fear that you got to sell yourself sometimes to be like, no, I know their money is better in my hands than it is in fucking Barbara's hands.
And it's also like the confidence in your product and what you're selling, right? Like, it's
correct.
Like, I know this will help you. I know this can change your life. Sign up. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You got to, the whole thing. The first thing we learned in sales when you got to sell yourself on the product. Yeah. Most people don't do it. Most people actually don't do it. Like they really don't. Like you hear, when you hear. You got to sell yourself on you and your product before you sell somebody else.
Absolutely.
Most people don't go to bed at nighttime and actually write down the reasons as to why somebody needs their product. So when an excuse hits, the customer has more excuses than you have reasons.
Absolutely.
And it's hard to sell because a sale happens when you have more reasons than they have excuses.
Yeah.
So I always encourage salespeople to sit down at nighttime and just list out, number one, a list of reasons why you.
Yep.
Why you, number one. Then number two, a list of reasons as why your product. So when somebody hits you, you got a fucking bag of tricks. Whoever you need to know how to pull out, right?
Yeah.
It's like, for me, I sell myself on me every single day, and I sell myself on the industry every single day.
Yeah.
So if you're going to hit me with something about why sales is bad or why this industry is bad or why real estate's bad or network marketing or insurance or mortgages, like I have a list of reasons.
Absolutely.
As to why it's amazing, right?
I love it.
So, and that's where confidence comes from. It's being prepared.
I love it.
You gotta have you gotta have a plan. Salespeople don't have a plan. They get hit and they don't have a plan. And then they're like, well, no, it's plan first, payment second, not payment first, plan second.
Yep.
Hey, well, if I had more money and I was paid more, I had more free time to create a bigger plan. No, motherfucker, if you created a better plan and you had better
then you would
preparation right now, you would have a bigger payment.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So
Daniel, man, these are gems. I know you got a meeting in like 10 minutes, so I'm going to kind of wrap it up. The last question I always ask everyone on the hustler's journey is, who is another hustler that you would believe would benefit from coming on the show and telling people about their hustler's journey?
Who's another hustler?
Yeah.
Well, man, you got one in the house. You got Alexis in the house.
Yep.
I know you have, you got Mark coming in. Mark's great.
Yep.
I've been hanging out with Mark quite a bit. Mark's awesome. I think, anybody that's really done the gig themselves and that's actively doing it. So whenever you're looking for a mentor, just making sure they're just in the field. They're actively doing it. They're doing what they say.
Yep.
And they're still training people, and they're really doing it with people. Like they're truly out there really helping people, traveling and just not throwing up an ad and selling up a course or whatever the case
Absolutely.
is. So yeah, I appreciate it, man. Somebody like you, like listen, I'm advocating for you because you're a product of the product. So if somebody is actually watching this, you know, we texted each other a few days before and you said, hey, I'm gonna fly into Miami. Let's have a quick, dinner.
Yep.
And there's a lot of resistance for people to do that.
Yeah.
And then, it struck me yesterday. I said, this is why the individual is successful.
Yeah.
A lot of people would just ask a lot of questions and just make it hard. Yo, what are we doing? Do you know what time? Do you know where we're gonna go? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, what day you free next week?
Yep.
Monday evening. Cool, bro. Meet you there. Just text me the address whenever you want to text me the address.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
There's no perfect decision. You make the decision, figure out a way to make it perfect, right?
Absolutely.
There's just you just try to get to the answers as fast as possible, any means possible, right? So, I just think you're a product of the product. You never stop, and it's the reason why you're going to keep growing. And most people, they get a little bit good.
Yeah.
Last night people seen that I put you on my stories that you did 45 million inside of sales.
Yeah.
But what most people don't see is that everybody's successful. Everybody's made money.
Yep.
Okay, everybody's made $1,000 day or $500 day.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's just the repetition of doing it again.
How consistent can you be with
it? And just repeating it. And most people don't see this, that you show up the next day.
Yep.
And then, we're in the elevator right now. And I said, when are you doing the podcast with Mark? And then you say, I'm doing it on Thursday, but I'm going to go home on Wednesday to close the deal and come back. I'm going to go home to DC on Wednesday and bring my ass back here on a Thursday.
Yep.
A regular person is thinking two thoughts. I'll just stay in Miami and not do the deal.
Yeah.
Thought one.
Yeah.
Or I'll go to DC, I'll do the deal, and then I'll do the podcast with Mark next week.
Yeah.
Speed to the lead that we were talking about. Keep the fucking campfire warm.
Absolutely.
Dude, you're keeping it warm. That's the thing. You gotta keep the keep the shit warm. Speed to the lead. Don't let people leave. Don't let people go from you. My whole theory and my whole motto has always been, you see how this fire's going on? It's always been like campfire. So if you got people on your team, if you run a team and somebody hasn't texted you back for 3 days, or they haven't brought you a deal in 3 days, or they haven't brought you a problem.
Absolutely.
It's like, it's scary. It's not good.
It's not.
It's the same way, they're going to run from the campfire. You'll let your clients run for a week or 2 weeks. And that world doesn't sell fucking nothing good.
No.
That world doesn't sell nothing good. No. So when Janet on the sales team doesn't text you back for 4 days, or is not in the group chats, firing off in the group chats, it's your job as a leader to call Janet. Janet, what's up?
Absolutely.
Nothing much. Hey, Janet, you're about to fucking be gone.
Yep.
What do you mean? You're taking a piss in the woods.
Yep.
Okay? It's warm here.
Yep.
We're all beside the campfire. The group chat's going off. We're selling. We're doing the courses. We're in the school and everything like that. And you went to go take a piss. It's been 4 days. You haven't texted in the group chat, haven't made a sale, haven't dropped anything inside of the community, and you're never about to fucking come back.
Absolutely.
Come back to the campfire.
Yep.
It's better here, because in that world, they're going to sell you doubt, fear, quitting. It's better over there. The campfire's fucking warm. Absolutely. It's your job as a leader to keep it warm with yourself, keep it warm with the team, and keep it warm with the clients.
Absolutely.
Keep everybody around just roasting fucking marshmallows.
I tell
it's the sales campfire.
Yep.
Steve, we got to fucking crown that.
I like that.
The sales fucking campfire. You got to get around the sales campfire. You got to fucking roast marshmallows around the sales campfire. What am I looking at?
I love
this
that.
camera. Sales fucking campfire. We're roasting marshmallows. We're going to build a fucking campfire, and people got to stay around it. And I'm going to sell the fucking sales campfire like we sell the dream.
I love it.
It's the campfire, dude. It's the campfire, because if you're not around it, what I say out there, it's freezing.
Yep.
It's bullshit.
Yep.
Everything out there is bullshit.
100%.
My campfire, that's why I said last night, what did they say? Nothing good happens after 12. I said, in that world.
In your world.
Yeah. In our world, we keep the campfire warm. This
Absolutely.
is a campfire. Think how much energy is in this room right now.
Yep.
This is what people don't understand. Like, there's so much energy in this room.
100%.
Steve wants to grow. Alexis wants to grow. Your students want to grow.
Yep.
You want to grow. I want to grow. This is the campfire.
100%.
You know?
100%.
You gotta find who you're around and just keep building it up.
Your
and
environment.
keep adding fucking people to the campfire that are good-minded and good like-minded.
100% agree. I think your environment and who you surround yourself with is everything. Like, let's say today, wasn't that fired up to go close a deal or whatever happened. I hung out with you for an hour. Fuck, I got to take over the world, man. I got to catch up. You know what I mean? So I think your environment and who you hang out with really, really reflect who you're gonna be and who you are as a person too. So
Yeah.
Daniel,
Thank
it's
you,
been an
bro, for having
absolute
me.
pleasure, man. I've learned a lot of gems. I'm sure the audience got a lot of gems, and I can't wait for us to do this in like a year from now when you're in a completely different ballpark, different game, running the entire world, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate
My
it.
brother.
Thanks for having me.